What is going on, everybody? It is me, Devil Never Cry, and it's currently 4:20 a.m. and the TGA Game Awards, whatever you want to call it, has essentially wrapped up. We've seen a lot of DMC, and I'm sort of making this video just as an initial reaction to what we've seen. Now I'll be doing a full sort of breakdown of the main trailer that we got. I'll probably leave that for tomorrow, but for today I want to go over some details that were essentially found in a Capcom Unity blog post that was literally put up, I want to say, about 5 to 10 minutes ago. And the reason I want to discuss this in particular, not the trailer first, is because there's a lot of interesting things that have essentially been outlined here. So this video is essentially going to be a discussion on that. It's going to be a lengthy video, no doubt, but please stay tuned because we're going to be delving into things here. So first of all, we were talking about V, right? So we get a lot of get a look at his gameplay, and obviously he's got the cane, everything, kind of what we'd expected considering the leaks and essentially how he looks. But we come to learn about his arsenal and the 3 summons that he uses, in particular the names and what they are. So the bird has been confirmed to be Griffin. The Thunderbird Griffin, a direct callback to DMC1. Right, nobody saw that coming. We get the Panther, which is Shadow. Kind of makes sense at this point considering we see some of the attacks that the Panther companion uses very similar to the Shadow we see in DMC1. And then we get the Towering Nightmare. So obviously a direct callback to DMC1 yet again, with the throwback to the Nightmare boss. So it's interesting to see all these three elements from DMC1 sort of brought into a contemporary setting and modernized. No, but again, this is something that I wouldn't have expected. In terms of lore implications, it could mean anything and everything, to be honest. Let's just move on from that for a second. So obviously we know they're all controlled independently. That allows you obviously to combo in and out, provide different setups, yada yada yada. Makes sense. That's cool. However, I want to move past that for a second because they discuss, especially if you've seen the trailer, you'll have seen that the players, there's more than one player on the screen at a time. If you've been keeping up with the news, you know that Itsuno and Co have talked about the idea of the players' stories merging and intersecting at certain points. And here they detail the Cameo System, essentially made to complement Devil May Cry 5's single-player gameplay. So they give a direct breakdown here of how this actually works. I'll leave a link in the description to this article so you can read it yourself. But to cut a long story short, there is co-op, right? They have stated, they're not ready to talk about that, or there's no direct co-op, but there is co-op, 100%. As they state, the game is primarily a single-player experience. However, the team, as it states, they really wanted to tell an epic story with 3 distinct perspectives and play styles, and they wanted to have this idea of the main protagonists running into each other and collaborating every so often. So they implemented a system where, whilst connected to the internet, players will make guest cameo appearances in other games in real time. So that's right, you could be going through a mission, let's say it's Nero, and you see Dante and V. That could very well be a real player, right? So there is potential for co-op, there is potential for setups, for co-op setups, insane, unlimited potential of combos and setups that you could provide. However, if you are offline, you'll actually be seeing ghost data of the development team's gameplay. You may also be seeing ghost data of other players. So, in that sense, it's not exactly co-op because it's not real time, but you're still kind of technically playing with another player. But regardless of that, they've confirmed that there is the ability for you to be playing real time with another player. That is co-op. That is the very definition of cooperative gameplay. Again, it states that, of course, their focus is on providing a smooth single-player experience like no other. So the Cameo system was set up in a way that makes sure that there's no downtime. And it also states that to conclude with each mission, you'll be given an option to rate other players as stylish if they put on a good show. At the same time, you need to be on top of your game because other players can rate you. And if you get the top stylish rank, it does provide some useful rewards. Now, they haven't exactly stated what the rewards will be, but that's crazy. The fact that we have co-op in a Devil May Cry game, something that nobody would have thought of being real, essentially, outside of the mods that were done in DMC4. Then they go on to sort of discuss the Bloody Palace. Makes sense that they're still obviously ironing out details and balancing things, so they're going to deploy that at a later date. It makes sense. Obviously, they want to wrap up the main game before they start working on the extracurriculars. Then we get on to the topic of a demo. So they have obviously announced that a demo will be available as of tomorrow, which is December 7th, exclusively on the Xbox One. Essentially going to be similar to the demo they had at the events, where you play as Nero. You'll have the Red Queen, Blue Rose as usual, and you'll also have access to the Overture and Gerbera Devil Breakers. Now this sounds exactly like the mission I got to play at the London event. In fact, it sounds a little more limited because I had access to the punchline, but it is a demo nonetheless. Again, of course, we know this is going to be that mission because it states that there is going to be a Goliath boss fight waiting for you at the end. They state that the demo will be available for download from the 7th, which is tomorrow, all the way till January 6th. Now, initially, a lot of the trailers and what they showed at TGA, which is sort of like a cut of the main trailer, states that you'll be able to play it first on Xbox One. But then again, we've got this blog here stating that it'll be exclusive to the Xbox One. So the way they've worded things makes it kind of confusing here. Regardless, this is some people saw this coming, others didn't, essentially considering the demo, the game in general. The marketing rights are held by Microsoft. They paid a bunch of money to get the rights to this, no doubt, which is why it appeared on the E3 stage. Every time you play the demo at an event, it was on an Xbox unit. And again, with all the trailers, before and after, you see the Microsoft and Xbox logo. So again, you could kind of see this coming with the demo being sort of exclusive or potentially timed exclusive. Is it the right thing to do? Personally, no, for a multitude of reasons. Number one, it's a multi-plat game. It's a game that's going to end up on all three platforms eventually. So I don't really see the need, I don't see the need for a timed exclusive demo. It just doesn't make any sense. Again, moving on from that, like the majority of the player base is on PlayStation. That's where the brand started. That's where the brand grew. Of course, with the introduction of the last generation of consoles, PS3, Xbox, and they branched out. I can sort of see where they're coming from. They want to grow the player base on the Xbox because obviously, it's notoriously weak, you might say, considering most players play on the PS4 or the PC. But it is what it is at this point. There's no use complaining or whining. At this point, I just want to know if it's actually coming to other consoles. By that I mean the demo. Obviously the game is coming to other consoles and PC, but is the demo fully exclusive or is it not? That's something to discuss. Talking about V in general, the sort of vibe that I got, I still can't shake this feeling that he's just another Arkham. I've stated this before in a bunch of previous videos, but there's just something off about him. I don't know and I guess what we've seen just sort of solidifies that feeling of mine. There's obviously a lot more to him than meets the eye. But that's a topic for another video. What do you guys think about this? Are you guys excited about the prospects of co-op? What do you think about this whole demo situation? Are you happy because you've got an Xbox One, or are you, not over the moon as most people are, considering a lot of you fans of the franchise don't exactly have Xbox Ones? And what do you think about the Bloody Palace? We don't know much about it, but I mean, it seems they're taking a DMC Devil May Cry sort of approach to it here, where it just is provided as free DLC. I mean, it's free, so I'm not complaining. It'll give you time to go through the game and its numerous difficulty modes before you get to the Bloody Palace. In terms of what this means for achievements and trophies, I doubt that there'll be a Bloody Palace trophy or achievement needed for the 100% or what was it, 1000 gamer score or the platinum trophy, considering the game doesn't actually launch with it, which some might say is a blessing, because if you've seen the trophy list for DMC4 Special Edition and you've attempted to platinum it, you know how much of a pain in the ass those bloody platinum Bloody Palace trophies are. Yeah, the ramblings of a madman at 4 a.m. Yeah, it has been me, Devil Never Cry. This has just been a quick discussion video. Expect a lot more. There will be a detailed analysis of the trailer. Considering what we saw, there's going to be a lot of theory videos coming out as well. So stay tuned. It has been me, Devil Never Cry. I would like to thank you for watching. And as always, I'll see you next video. And for now, I need to get me some sleep.